Mm.
Be
Girl,
me.
girl. Let me tell you something.
Woo! Yes. I just have to be free.
Listen,
Yes, great evening, great people, and welcome into the room. Welcome into the room, sister to sister talk. Power moves. Get up, sister to sister. Get up, sister to sister. Get up, sister to sister. It's time to make your power moves. Come on in the room, everybody. Click and share. We say sharing is caring. We're excited to be here with you all tonight for the reset, refocus, so that we can run here at Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. I am Mone't S. Horton, the visionary and host. And of course, we are here with our fabulous co- look, I was about to say co-author. Wait a minute. Come on now. Co-host, yes, soon to be author here, Lady Tiara. Say hey to the people.
hey, everybody. Happy September. It's about to be fall, but I ain't gonna rush those that are still trying to hang on to summer. So happy September, y'all.
Listen, I know, that you are
Yes,
looking
you
forward
already.
to.
Listen, you already.
I know you're looking forward
I
to,
am. I am. I'm
but it's
excited.
all right. It's all right. We're holding on. We're holding on. But yes, everybody, we miss you. I miss you.
Yes.
Yay, we miss you all, but pray that you are all doing well. We are back here tonight and we are ready to run. We're stepping into September with power, big vision,
Mhm.
and we are ready to go. Not jumping to the end of the year, but
Yes.
embracing every moment that comes our way. So we want you to come on in the room. Come on in the room. It is last week was Labor Day. We created a playlist um that you could see some of our top shows of the year. Hope that you had an opportunity to check it out. If not, we'll make sure that you get the link. But we're coming to you tonight with an opportunity to reset because it's time for us to be more intentional about how we finish strong here in 2025. And again, embracing every step of the way. So
Yes.
come on in tonight and get your pen, get your paper. You know how we do it. We flow here at Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. And I know that you will be able to take away some nuggets that are just from our conversation and being vulnerable and being open about where we are even in our process. Sometimes we think that it is easy to when you see someone on the outside, right? That it's easy for them to show up. But guess what? You don't know what they may face even before they show up. And so we're going to talk tonight and have some real authentic conversation. Um, and we want to welcome you in. So again, get your pad, your notepad, your pen, your pencil, your what is it? Your lash gel, whatever you need, your lip liner, whatever you need. But this is your time for you. Sister to sister, talk power moves is your time to take out for you self-care. I don't know about you, but I have been going today, but it hasn't been just going, but it's been intentional movement. And even as I rest and sit still to log in tonight, I have a feeling of productivity, right? I have been able to be productive today. And so I'm excited as we launch into this conversation tonight about resetting and refocusing and power moves for the final quarter.
Yes.
Um, Lady T, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I feel good. I was productive today too, so I feel like it's always a better feeling when you feel like your day has been productive.
Mhm.
Um, However, I do feel like sometimes we can get into that feeling of whenever we aren't productive as if we need to be doing something. So I feel like it's important to
Mm.
have that balance because you don't need to necessarily be doing something and being productive, quote unquote, every single day.
You know what? That's why I love you so much because you always just like take us into that thing. And as I was preparing for today and just again just going through because these power moves, we're not just here to talk about them, but these are what we are making every day. This is I listen, I live through this every day. And as I was thinking about how we can and I've had to challenge myself and pause to be more intentional about this as well, but how we can just do, just go and go.
Yes.
And matter of fact, I was having a conversation with a friend just the other day about how there are some people who are uncomfortable with sitting in solitude or
Mm,
being alone with themselves, or
yes.
can think that if I'm not doing, then I'm not being productive
Ooh.
or I'm not being fruitful. I'm lacking somewhere.
Honestly, you just said a mouthful because when you said, if I'm not doing, I feel like that is a Black woman epidemic. If we aren't doing, then I feel like a lot of times we equate that to us not being good enough, us not being worthy of receiving. Um, I'm not worthy of getting rest because I didn't do this, or I'm not worthy of rest because I didn't follow through with the thing that I said I wanted to do. Why do we equate taking care of ourselves as some sort of incentive after the doing? Why can't we take care of ourselves first and then do?
Wow. Um, that's so, am I still, there we go.
Mhm.
That's so good because and I'm taking my time because it's intentional because
Mhm.
what I'm also finding is that as we have this dialogue is sometimes we could just say things, but we don't, how many times do we just really process
Yeah.
before we speak or think? And I'm being more intentional. I'm laughing about that because so many conversations, but about being more intentional about that. But yes, we it's okay. I think
Mhm.
what we're saying, I know what we're saying, is
Yeah.
that it's okay um to take the time to pause and not feel the need to do, but just simply be. I
Yes.
was just listening to um oh my goodness, um my lifetime mentor, Dr. Miles Monroe, and he was said, it's in the silent moments, basically, I'm paraphrasing. It's in the silent moments of life that the grand ideas, right, are birthed. And the things that we are really looking for or say that we want, they're found in solitude.
Mm.
It's in those moments.
Yes.
And sometimes our mind can just go from 0 to 100 and just be so quick on what's the to-do list and what I got to do next, what I have to take here, or who I got to run here. But let's just challenge ourselves as we're starting this conversation about resetting and refocusing. A part of the reset, and you'll hear me keep saying this because I believe in life that it's a simple formula.
Mhm.
And a part of the reset is taking the pause. There's power in the pause,
Yes.
and to evaluate, where am I? Where do I want to be? What
Mhm.
do I need to do?
Mhm.
And he was also saying how competition is not with someone else, but it's the version the competition is with the version of you from
Yes,
yesterday.
yes,
Today the goal is to be a better version of you
yes.
and not with, somebody else. And we don't know if what we're seeing in other people is really, is it the true reality or not. Let's not even dig
Girl,
deep into that.
Jesus, that's a whole nother, like, I feel like that is a podcast in itself.
But to really say, who am I? Who was I? Who am I? And who do I really want to be? Who am I becoming?
Yes. How do I want to show up in the world?
How do I want to show up in the world? And I've intentionally been really thinking about that,
Yes. Yes.
right? As we're
Yes.
strategizing, as we're doing all these things that we believe we need to do for our business, and God,
Mm-hmm.
I know, you have this for me, and all of these different things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what is required, and we're responsible for what our lives yield,
Mm-hmm.
but what is required is a bigger, better version of us.
And you make an excellent point because we are responsible for what our lives yield. But I think sometimes we get so caught up in the doing and less in the being that
Mhm,
if we are constantly chasing the promise, right? We're chasing the
mhm,
promise that God gave us. We're chasing this vision that He gave us, and we're trying to birth it and bring it to life.
mhm,
If all we're doing is doing that, is doing the chasing, doing the moving and the shaking to bring that vision to life, and you're not sitting still and you're not resting and you're not resetting, you don't know if the vision has changed. You don't
mm,
know if it's changed, if it's altered, if he's telling you to be still and pause, this is not the season. And then we get upset when we've done all this work and we get to the end and he's like,
He didn't even
not
call
yet.
us to do. Yeah.
Now is not the time. Or things don't work out the way we envisioned them working out. But we would have learned that if we would have just taken breaks in between. It's so important because in the reset is how we get connected. We reconnect with him to hear those nudges, to hear exactly what we're supposed to do.
Mm, that's so good. And you just hit it again because just as you were saying it, I'm like, when I am quiet, when I am in those moments,
Mm-hmm.
no TV, nothing, that's when all of my juices are like everything is just
Yes.
flowing. And I literally was just sitting with my big book, writing,
Mm-hmm.
download, just writing, you know. So and you said something about chasing the promise, but if it's a promise, it's a promise. If it's a promise, then is no need to chase.
That part.
All you
And
have to do is be attentive and open and
that
listen and
part.
hear and execute, follow through with, because
That
it's the
part.
action that makes brings about the manifestation and execution. But when you when it is promised, you have to rest in the promise
That
and
part.
just listen for the instruction, Monet.
Because we get so wrapped up in the doing that we don't know how to be.
Yeah,
Resting is being.
it is.
And
It
we don't know, a
is.
lot of us don't know how. It's so uncomfortable for a lot of us to just sit, to not have your hands in the thing.
And the transparency here for me is that I like the Lord had, and you and I had this conversation, but He had to. There's some things that I've learned in learning, but
Mhm.
there's also some things that Moni had to unlearn in
Yes,
terms of like, He literally had to walk me through. Sis, just take your hands off of it.
yes.
It was one situation like couple. It was years ago. It's been quite some time now. I mean, like maybe 10 years, 8 to 10 years ago, but I just remember it where I was submitting an application for something and in my home and doing and I had an eyewitness, I had a witness, front seat driver, but I was, doing all that I can in my power, thinking my
Mm-hmm.
due diligence to make it happen, and got it to the place, submitted all the documents, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you, by the time I got home, Lady T,
Mm.
and opened the mail, the thing in which I just blood, sweat, and tears
Mm.
worked so hard on
Mm.
in the mail
Mm.
was already a response
My
to what
Lord.
I had just sent
My
off
Lord. So he was
through the
essentially like, if you would have just let me.
through the bank. Like, I'm there, notarization, putting papers on, doing all of these different things.
Mm.
Got home, again,
Mm.
I witnessed, okay? And God was like, why are you trying to figure it out and do all you think you doing?
Mm.
I've already gone
Work.
before you and
Mm.
prepared the way.
That part.
Why you don't have to wait 2, 3 weeks. It's already done.
Already done.
And even tonight, as someone is viewing tonight, you need to know that as soon as you take your hands off of it,
That part.
and that while you thinking you have to put your hands in it,
Mm.
because sometimes we do want to say, and I know my thing has always been, well, I'm going to rest, but I'm going to do what's in my control to do. But it's not your control at all. That's the point. Release it and let him do it. And so through that was like a big lessons learned. Like, just begin to rest. So over the
Yeah.
years, he's begun to just pull back the layers on this
Yeah.
rest for me, and to say that in some seasons, it is where he will allow me to, like, literally, you need to just sit down, don't do anything,
Mm-hmm.
rest in me, I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say it it's gotten to the point where, like, I used to think that when I start not doing anything, unplugging, like something was wrong, because I'm so used to doing, me.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
oh, they gonna make this work. I'm gonna do this. But I had to retrain my mind to say, no,
Yes.
it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Your father, our father,
Mm-hmm.
is taking care of you. And he has a track record in doing so.
Listen, he has receipts upon receipts. He never fails. Okay. Never
Yeah.
fails.
Yeah, never fails. And so that's good. That reset, and then really taking that time to evaluate where you are, how you want to show up in the world, all of these different things is important.
Yes.
And knowing that while you are in this place of reset, or even in movement and being, that sometimes it may just call you to be still and rest or wait. And that wait can be weighty
That
sometimes.
that part. That part.
But that's when we have to rest even the more.
Yes. Because the
Mm,
weight is about faith.
faith.
The weight is about faith. The weight is just measuring your faith. You say that you trust in me. You say that you believe. Now it's time for you to put that faith and that belief into action.
To action. So let's talk about this action. And um it's so much going through my mind, so I want to make sure that I'm not, but God, he knows what he wants to say tonight. But action, and then I want to talk about or what came to my mind is to talk about, you know as we're resetting and we're talking about power moves. I also want us to share, and we're already starting to do that, but how is this brand of sister to sister talking power moves. And I always emphasize that, hey, even though we're saying talk power moves, that it's about making power moves.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what does it really mean
Mm.
to us
Mm.
individually?
Oof.
And so I want to take a moment
Oof. Child.
to and I can start, but I want us to think about, and we're as hosts and co-hosts and vision, all of that,
Mm-hmm.
we're sharing tonight about what it really means for the new listener, for the returning listener, but's coming with an open mind and new perspective tonight.
Mm-hmm.
As we're resetting, I want you to really know, and for me, the definition, the clarity around it is still unraveling, right? It's still elevating even in my life. But I'll go ahead and start this because it leads us to the action. But the when we first started Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves, it was about really jumping and taking a step, launching out into the deep, about getting out of our comfort zones, making a intentional move, an actionable step, to get out of your own way,
Mm-hmm.
and to and we did and it started, the first one was with me and my sister, um and God gave me the name, but to just do a candid conversation about our, relationship and all the things
Mm-hmm.
that we were doing in development and even relationship and all of those different things. So that's how it kind of, started, getting out of your own way. But even now,
Mm-hmm.
it is really, for me, the first step of a power move is shifting your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
It's your mindset because our thoughts are things.
Yes.
Remember reading that and think and grow rich. But um, before it can manifest or transition into your actions, I believe it starts in our mind. And
Absolutely.
so the power move is really a shift in your mindset, a shift in your perspective, a shift from just what is going on in your reality, and not saying that it's not there or you're turning a blind eye to it, a challenge, a valley, an obstacle, whatever it may be. And it doesn't have to all be bad, but allowing yourself to be shifted to a higher level of thinking, higher level of being and existing, so that you can tap into your resiliency and rise above and thrive, and and get to the action of things. And so it's about really not staying there or staying stuck.
Yeah.
Another thing that in my experience, and things that I have dealt with, that also helps me to show up here, is that um at one point, I remember in so many instances, I felt like, oh my goodness, I'm stuck. i don't
Mm-hmm.
i don't know what the next step is. I got
Yeah.
all these ideas. I start, I stop.
Yeah.
What's going on? But one thing that has kept me motivated or in the game is whenever I just like, that power, there we go with that power move. You get out of your own way, you make some spontaneous
Mm-hmm.
movement or actionable step, or take this leap of action. It gets me out of the stuck place, and then I can continue on. If that makes sense. Does that make
Yes.
sense?
Yeah, it does.
So for me, those are different ways that this power move has uh has existed, and why it's important, and even in my life. And it's important that, when we shift. So it started first with me changing my mindset and perspective, that this thing is not um. So let's just talk about failure for a second. It's not that you are a failure. I'm not a failure, but sometimes we might feel like, oh,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
I'm failing or
Yes.
what's going on, but you're not. It's something that you're experiencing, but that's not who you are. It's not who
Yes.
you are,
Yes.
but it's something that you have experienced. But what's the lessons learned? How can you shift your mindset of this and keep moving forward?
Yes,
And
because
so that's really,
I just want to say it's an experience, not your identity.
it's not your identity. That's it. It's not your identity. And I think that sometimes when we get, stuck
Mhm.
and then coupled with if you have limiting beliefs, all of those different things can cripple someone and keep
Yes.
them from moving forward.
Yes.
And so all of which I have experienced before,
Mhm.
but this lifestyle of making power moves,
Yes.
whatever it may be, is what keeps me go, on the flow, and able to tap into that formula of, do I need to reset, refocus so I can run,
Yes.
so I can
Yes.
stay in the game. Not just looking at people on the sideline, posting and stuff,
Absolutely.
all of these things,
Right.
but how
Right.
can I stay in the flow and keep moving? But what is it for you?
That's good. The first thing that for me is being open. Um, Personally, I think you spend so many years of your life having this idea of what you want your life to be and look like and all of the things, right? And most of which we don't consult God about. So we've already, had the plans and it's, going to look like this. What I have learned is it's extremely important to be open to the things that God has for you that you never thought that you would have for yourself, to be open to the challenges that are going to come with those things that he has for you because he's trying to grow you and stretch you. And even being open to the things that you thought you were too old for, out of season for, you missed. Um, and even the things that our secret desires, the ones that we don't want to tell anybody about because we really don't believe it's going to happen, being open for those prayers that we've prayed for years and years and years and they've never been answered, and so we feel like it's never going to happen and it's never going to come. Just being open to all of it, being open to all of it, because our God is a loving God. He is a compassionate God. He is a good father, and he listens to us. And there's nothing that he gave us, there's no desire that he gave us that he won't bring forth. If he gave
Mm,
it to you, it will come forward. It's just a lot of times we have to grow. There are things about us
yeah.
that we need to change, alter before we can receive the promise or the desire of our heart. So
Mm.
for me, being open is just extremely important, um, because I think sometimes we spend too much time grieving the life we thought we would have.
Ooh, girl, Lord, that's good. That is good. And what I'm hearing is that sometimes we can be so gung ho on where we thought we should be, what we think
Yes,
we should be,
yes,
what we should have experienced by this time. Oh, I
yes,
started on this track. What
yes,
happened?
yep,
Am I, that's not my identity. Working hard to scrub yourself off
yes,
of that season and chapter of your
yes.
life is no longer in existence. So you know,
So
and
true.
we've carved it into who we are
Yeah,
and
yeah,
our identity, and instead of that, God is trying to give us a
yes,
newness or
yes,
freshness. But what I'm also hearing is that, again, we can be so gung ho, but it's important for us to be, you said open. The words came to me is flexible, adaptive,
yes. Oh, yeah,
being
absolutely.
willing to change, to be shaped, to
Yes,
be molded.
That part.
Um, to be placed in the fire
Yes.
and to go through process
Yeah,
and
that, that right there.
to know that it's not all going to be peachy and lovely and wonderful, but it's all purposeful.
That,
Um, but
yes.
in our ability to be flexible and adaptive to life circumstances and what we encounter in different ebbs and flows and seasons of our lives, that's when we I know I've learned, that's when I
Mhm.
have learned and been able to build my resilience, my
Yes.
ability to pop back, to keep going, to keep moving, to change and shift my mindset, to
Mm.
say, hey, baby, that thing hit me hard,
Yes.
but it's not going to take me out
That part.
because I know who I am and
Mm.
whose I am, who I belong to. And again, there's a track record.
Mm.
So, and not saying we're looking for things to always happen to us, right?
Yes.
But um when things do happen, it's like, okay, when things are not happening, it's almost like, okay, is you know that you're really chosen. That's what I want to say. You know that you're
Yes.
really chosen
Yes.
by those, obstacles or challenges. Not saying that's always the case. We're not saying that. But listen, that's when you need to start questioning if you don't, see some things.
And that's the thing. And we learn how we learn how to trust and lean into God's strength during those times. Because a lot of
Oh
times we
yeah.
don't have it. We don't have it.
Honey, I would be done a whole long time ago.
We're gonna say that again. You can say that again.
And he gives us the supernatural strength to
Yes,
be able to deal, and the grace for the
that part.
grace.
Mm,
I know, I don't know, if you've ever had somebody to say, girl, I don't know how you did that thing, but if that was me, and I'm all the while saying, honey, I didn't do it. It is the grace of God
that
who's
part.
carried, like, I don't know, this is not my strength, this is the supernatural
Abs-
strength,
absolutely.
wisdom,
Absolutely.
um, guidance, resources, um, of God that's getting me through.
Yes.
So in this, so hopefully this is helping you all as we are in this conversation. Um, um, and so as we just talked about what power moves means to us.
Mm,
One, it's the mindset, it's a
yes.
shift in your perspective. I'm not being stuck, but in your reality, but having the I'm going to say the courage to embrace a new perspective
Mm,
outside of your comfort zone that enables you to rise above whatever the challenge is, whatever the situation that you're sitting in, um, that feels weighty, all of those different things. And then as Lady T said, hey, it's just being open, being adaptable,
yes.
flexible, to know, hey, if my life is not looking like what I thought it was, guess what? I still have life. So it must be something else that I am
Yes.
here, to do. And so I think if we really take that time, and this is all a part of that reset as well and refocusing, um, if we take that time to think through,
Mm,
take that time to think through before we run into something else.
mm-hmm.
Um, and if one door closes, okay, why are you in the hallway? before another door opens. You know what I'm saying? Assess. What is it? I think sometimes I remember, having some clients that say, Miss Horton, I'm ready to leave this job and I want to go to another job that has more money.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're getting more money, but you're the same person with the bad habits, you might
Mm-hmm.
have the skill set, the technical skills, but if you don't have the essential skills and life skills to
Yes.
handle it, then it's going to be a cycle, a revolving door, a cycle you're going to find yourself on. You can chase the dollar, they give you two more dollars, but it doesn't mean anything. You're going to be dealing with the same thing because you have the same mentality
Mm-hmm.
as you had while in the job, in the position where you are now.
That
And
part.
so it's definitely important. So we're encouraging you all to take these notes and hopefully you're gleaning something. Drop a comment in. What does a power move mean to you? What are you, what are some ways that you are resetting in your life? What are some areas that you have to refocus in
Yeah.
so that you can take the actionable steps towards um the goal, the vision that you have for your life. And so all of these things are important, and we want you all to let us know if you are out there and hold on, I want to make sure. Let me see. Let us know if you are out there and what's resonating with you tonight, whether you're live now or in the replay. Um, so come on in and let us know where you are right now. Is this helpful to you? And look, y'all, look, I'm navigating these new screens over here, so I want to see you all in the chat. So thank you for also your patience with that tonight. But so with that, I have been definitely doing some exercises to in my reset and refocus. And because I find myself at times when I have written down some goals, but I want to also make sure that they're in alignment with what God is saying.
Yes.
Um, and even things that I know He said, I want to
Yes.
know that He's still saying it to
Right.
do.
Yes.
Um, I don't want to be where He was, but I want to be where He is.
He is, exactly.
And so that's important. And so I've been evaluating some, projects, all of these different things, um so that I can know and be clear that the next move is that clear, power move. And one thing that I've also learned is that because I am a person who does like to know the next step,
Mm-hmm.
is that he requires me to make the move first sometimes. Like
Mm-hmm.
step into a thing,
Mm-hmm.
like he doesn't give it all to me, the A to
Mm-hmm.
Z. It's not until I step into a thing that and there's the faith again,
Mm-hmm.
then he begins to peel back the layers and give instructions on the next step, the next move. And so that's a personal lesson learned in what I've known about myself, what I know by being obedient and stepping and leaning
And
into
trusting.
to God and trusting Him, right, in the process. So I want to encourage someone tonight. Maybe you might be like me or was or however, where you're looking for the whole landscape, the whole A to Z,
Mm-hmm.
and God right now is just telling you, just can you make the first step? Can you trust me with the first move?
Mm.
Like that game of chess. I don't
Yeah.
play chess like that. I don't know all the different
Oh, me
ins and
either,
outs.
girl.
But I know you make a right, it's the black and white board, right? When
Mm-hmm.
you make the move. And then when you make the move, then the next person on the
Mm-hmm.
other end, right? You taking turn and you making a move. And so in that, can you trust them enough
Mm.
to take the first step,
Mm.
to make the first leap?
Oof, that's good.
And I
That's
guarantee
good.
you, if you're really in alignment, that he is going to give
Mm.
clarity, give instruction, give direction if you truly listen and lean into it.
And I just want to piggyback off of something you said because you said, do you trust him enough? I think it's important that we highlight here that it is not about us. It is not
Mm,
about whatever you think disqualifies you. It's not about anything that you feel like makes you um incompatible with whatever it is he's giving you. It's
mm,
about him because he does not call the qualified, okay? He qualifies the called. So if he
okay.
called you, then he will give you everything you need to achieve the goal. So when
Everything.
everything, I mean, beginning to end, from the skills to the divine connections to the capital, whatever it is you need, he will give it all.
I'm a witness. I'm a witness. I am a
Absolutely.
witness. And that is what I'm a witness. And I'm also a person that I like challenge as well.
Mm-hmm.
I like challenges. I'm not looking, at least I don't think I do. I don't look for everything to be easy,
Mm-hmm.
you know. I do like utilizing my brain
Mm-hmm.
and, problem
Problem solving.
solving
Mm-hmm.
problems. And so even when different challenges come, now it gets to a point where sometimes it's like, all right, I'm done with the challenges. Look, listen, you know, it's like another one. Okay, here we go. But still, um, I like that. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming up with different, ideas of how we could do this, brainstorming and all that. And I even like doing it with other people. It comes easy. And that's a part of that coaching and consulting and all of that and the training. But um I'm saying that to say that here it goes again in terms of resetting or your mind, the way that you think. How can we reframe when challenges come, obstacles come our way, even when you do take that leap? It doesn't mean that the next step is not going to, or steps are going to come without resistance. So you already have to prepare in your mind, and already have in your mind that I am going full throttle. Obstacles may come
Yes,
my way, but that doesn't mean that God is not in this way.
that part. That
'Cause I
part.
think sometimes we abort the mission as
Yes,
soon as the first obstacle comes. It's like, oh
exactly.
God, you ain't tell me, you ain't tell me to do that. Oh no.
Because
Mm-mm.
we
He
don't
wants you
trust that
to.
he'll see us through. We don't trust that he will get us to the other side of the obstacle.
Mhm. It's
But if
coming
he
to
brought you
build your
to it,
faith.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Hmm. Yeah. Hey, Sharon, I see you. You said that you're working on ownership, setting boundaries without apologies,
Yes,
and
that's a
not
good one.
shrinking,
Oh,
and
that's
not
amazing.
shrinking.
That
Yes,
not shrinking
yes,
is important.
and yes, that's it. Not
Mm,
aborting the
yes,
assignment
yes,
because back to what you said, Lady T, we are already equipped with everything that we need.
yes.
Now is not the time to shrink, to,
Mm-mm,
to fall back.
mm-mm.
And I'm talking to myself. Stand
Absolutely.
with authority, with
Yes,
confidence, competence,
yes.
and allow your countenance.
Yes.
to show, you know, and in your mind, you may be like, all right, Lord, woo, we here.
Mm-hmm.
But on the outside, come on, gird up your loins, stand
Yes.
flat footed, pull your back up.
Mm. And
Big
speak
girl,
life over yourself.
speak
And speak
life.
it until you believe it. Because the thing about it is that the enemy loves a playground where we are self-deprecating. We don't believe that we are worthy. He loves those spaces. Don't give him room to play. Speak life
Mm,
over yourself and speak it until you can't speak it anymore until you believe it. Speak that thing.
wow. Speak it. Because those are the words. Dr. Alexis, I watch her, she Dr. Alexis live. She always says, and I love this phrase, she said, words create worlds. What you say,
Good.
you're creating. You're playing. You don't even before you get to the vision board.
Mm,
How about
mm,
vision and vision? What are you saying? Because your
mm.
words are creating your environment.
Oh, that's good.
If you say you're tired, then guess what? That you have already spoken those words. And I have to,
Yes.
and trust me, these are things that I'm doing. We got to retract it. One of my mentors, Dr. Vicky, hey, listen, I remember I said something and she said, wait a minute, press delete that out the atmosphere. Get, you know what I'm saying? Pull that
Mm-hmm.
back. No, no,
Mm-hmm.
that's what we're not doing. But sometimes that's why you also have to surround yourself with the right community, the right
Yes.
people consistently. Because if you don't feel like you have the power, the strength to do it, even though it's in you, you got to surround yourself with the right people so they
That
can pour
part.
into you and say, listen, I understand, but what I also understand is
Yeah, that is so important. It's so
you are
important.
what you're experiencing right now is not the end all to be all. I see for
Mm-mm.
you this. You are
Yes.
feeling this, but
Yes.
I will not allow you. I'm gonna allow you to have a
Yes.
second. Some of us need
Yes.
a second because it's
But
can I
don't let that
just
second turn into a season.
it will not turn into a season, not on my
Mm.
watch.
Mm. That's so good. That is
We
so
won't
good.
sit and wallow in it, and because that season become that second can become a season that becomes your lifestyle.
Period. Period. And then you're wondering and questioning, how did you get here?
What's the song say? How did we get here?
Yep.
Nobody wants to be
No, seriously.
right. And you can apply that to any area of your life, but um, let's be mindful and intentional about our thoughts
Yes.
because the power move is in your mindset. When you choose to think every day, our thoughts are things. When we choose to think differently, that's when we begin to produce differently and yield differently in our lives for the good.
Absolutely.
When you sow good seeds, you
Mm.
can reap. You can pull that good old harvest.
Mm.
But if you're was it sowing sparingly, then you want to reap sparingly.
Yeah, that, yes.
That's when
Mm.
you split that 20, break that 20, and it's gone. Money is just like chewed up.
Mm-hmm.
Like what happened? I had 100. I
Mm-hmm.
got $1 left. I got 25
Listen.
cents. What happened? Less than 5 minutes. What? Everything gone.
Seriously.
You know. But we want to be more intentional about our words and what we're saying and who are we allowing to take up space in our lives. Because it's not only what we're seeding, but what did other people, your people you're surrounding, what do they come to seed in your life? What are
Yes.
they what are they leaving behind?
Yes.
Are they leaving baggage? Like after I have a conversation with someone, am I feeling weighted down,
Mm.
depressed myself, or
Mm.
like ready to say forget it? Would it really?
And one of the other things that I feel like is so important to me, and I say this to my family all the time, is don't let people speak just anything over you. Bind that thing up. If it does
Yeah.
not apply, bind it up so that it is not loose in the atmosphere.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Bind it up. Pull
Do
it
not
up.
let don't let people just speak something over you that doesn't apply to you, that does not speak to who you are or who you're becoming.
Yeah. That's good. If it's not in alignment, don't accept that thing.
That that
Like that money, the money, the bank machine, sometimes they want to spit the money out. You spit it out, like let it
okay.
go.
Reject, okay? Reject.
Reject, delete,
Yes.
non-existent. And I see you, Sharon. You also said shifting from waiting for permission to giving myself permission. Divine steps,
Yes.
taking the divine steps, leaping, taking the leap of faith to do it, to
Yes.
go for it.
Yes.
Who are we waiting for?
Mm, 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 mm.
Monet, and look, I'll always hold myself accountable first. Monet, what are you waiting for? Create
Yes.
it yourself. That's one thing that God has given me the
Yes.
power for. Like, I'm not waiting for somebody to give me a platform. First of all, I'm not looking for a platform. I like,
Mm-hmm.
look, I don't need all of that, right? But even the only reason why I'm here right now, here, is because I know that this is what God has called me to in
Mm-hmm.
this season. But I could care less about a platform, a title, all of those things. But what I do know is that if God has me to, if He leads me to do something, then He gives me the power to create it myself. I don't have to wait for somebody to give me an opportunity to come and speak on their platform or to do this, da da da, do all of these things. I'm not chasing nobody down. None of those things. If He opens up that door, then I'm going to walk in it.
Mm-hmm.
But stand in the authority that God has given you.
Yes.
He has liberated us. No more chains, no more bondage.
Mm.
I started out, I think it might have captured it, the song. I just wanna be free,
Mm.
free, free.
Listen.
I just have to be me, me, me. So, like, it's time for us to really walk in our freedom and not questioning. Or just saying, I want to be. No, I am free. I put my own twist on it, but I am free. No more chains.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm taking the power back. I'm not handing my power and my authority out like it's some cards.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm standing in it.
Mm-hmm.
What is that power going to allow you to do? Some things that I'm challenging myself to do, and I've spoken before, but for real, even now, as we're hitting into the fourth quarter, is ramping up my visibility,
Mm-hmm.
not being behind my business, but standing in front of it.
Mm. And
We can say it,
whew,
but are you doing it? To this year is the year of, what does it say behind me? Big, bold, power moves. This is the
yes.
anthem of my life.
Yes. And you said something important. You said walk in your authority. And so the question I have for those that are watching, and even for us for ourselves, is that how many opportunities would we have pursued, and not just pursued, but absolutely conquered, if we had only walked in our authority, if we had only believed everything God said about us, if only we knew that we belong there. What rooms would we have been in? Who would we have met? What would you have said yes to instead of no to simply because you were scared.
Mm. We're gonna let that linger, right? Let that question settle in.
Mm,
Because and as you even pose that question, the other question is, will you allow that? How long will you allow that
mm,
to be your reality? Or will you allow that to continue on?
mm,
And one thing that what your question just really showed up for me is that you, um, well, I was thinking about me in this season, y'all, so many things. But in transparency, I have been in a place where, as we approaching a reset and a refocus, all right, God, I got all these, all these things I know you gave to me, but I've been in a season where I said, God, I felt like, have I failed?
mm,
Right?
mm-hmm.
It's real.
It is real
Now
because I've been there.
when he gives me the when he releases me to go deeper, then I will. But I felt in some areas like, okay, did I fail? And not to allow, it was the feeling of failure, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then not allowing that feeling
Mm-hmm.
to take root and
Yes.
become my identity,
Yes.
because that's not who, you know.
You know,
And so,
oh, Jesus, that's good. That
and we're
is.
gonna be wrapping up in a little bit, y'all. But
Mm,
I just have to share that with you all, that I've had some real, and I had to let me pick up my book real quick, because I think I was saying, and Lady C, I don't want you to lose what you were saying, but in my book, activity that I was doing the other day is write down, because write down on one side, what are my pain points? What have been? Because y'all, I just hit 40, okay? 40 years, praise God. Yay, we celebrate. Amen.
yeah.
But that was huge for me. I mean,
Yes, that's a huge
thank God.
milestone.
But that's a huge milestone. And so, every year you start reflecting. You see, I'm forever reflecting. But I wrote down, what are the pain points over these years, the
Mm.
things that I've endured. And then I believe I wrote down that every pain point has birthed a new reality for me.
Whew.
That was a quote that I wrote, my personal quote. That every pain point birthed a new reality that has, I'm reading my notes, y'all, that has propelled me to my wealthy place.
Mm.
Um, but I began to write those words of pain, right? Um, I had pride, loss. Now I don't really be feeling like I'm prideful, but in talking to other people,
Mhm.
they say, well, maybe that could be pride. I'm like, okay, so I put pride up. Pride, loss, failure, grief, disappointment, test, struggle, valleys, value, right?
Mm.
Or not understanding your value.
Mhm.
Fear, defeat, weakness, lack, dishonor, isolation, anger,
Mm.
self-sabotage, limiting beliefs, doubt. These are all these things could,
Mhm.
were pain points or words that could describe
Mhm.
it. But then on the other side, I start listing the opposite. If I was to shift my mindset,
Mm.
right, from that.
Mhm.
And I already gave you all one word. It was perspective. I shifted my perspective. That's the mind. But even though some of these things have brought pain, it also produced power.
Mm,
It allowed me to pivot, to shift. It liberated me, made me
mm-hmm,
free. It brought about healing, release, a reset, restoration, breakthrough,
mm,
becoming, elevation, clarity, victory, access,
mm,
activation. Sometimes that pain
mm.
is what actually activates stuff in you that
Yes.
was lying dormant, right?
Yes, Lord.
Um, it reveals to heal it, restructure, abundance, community. So the isolation, right? The pain point, it brings about isolation. But then on the flip side, we shouldn't be resting in it alone. We should, tap into
Mm-hmm.
community. So that was just an exercise that I went, excuse me, through myself. But I'm saying all that to say is that what showed up for me and feeling like, did I fail or
Mm-hmm.
um all of these other words.
Mm-hmm.
But even in those, what God was showing to me is that it's all a part of the process
Yes.
of what I'm birthing through you.
Yes. Yes.
And if I look through everything, it is, elevation. You're not the same person
Mm. Nope.
that has gone through it. And so even though people can look from on the outside and say, wow, you're doing this, doing that, you don't know what people are dealing with on
Yeah.
the inside.
Yep.
But what you are going through, and oh my goodness, and Real Talk Kim, oh goodness. Real Talk Kim, I had saw a quote by her the other day, and I believe I wrote it down. And I'm gonna close out on this, and Lady T, you take it away.
Okay.
She said, I never let what happened to me get inside of me.
Mm. Mm. Ooh, that's good.
She never let what happened to her get inside of her.
Mm. That is good. That is
In
very
other
good.
words, we're letting what's happening, and it's a part of that boundary too. And some people
Yeah.
don't like boundary, but choose whatever words you like. Some things we're letting what we're encountering or what's a part of
Mm.
the process become our taking on that whole identity and
Yes.
getting inside of us.
Yes.
But it's not meant to stop you or block you, but really here to allow you to break through.
Mm.
My question to you, as we are in the season of resetting and refocusing, what are you willing to break through
Mm. Mm. That's good.
to
That's
become
good.
the person to achieve? And in this next half of life for me is not just about achievements, right? But it's about building legacy beyond me. When I'm gone from here,
Mm-hmm.
I want people to still be making power moves,
Mm-hmm.
being resilient in their lives, bouncing back through seasons of feeling like you have lost, showing them how to restructure, reboot, and rebuild
Yes.
so that they can continue in their lives.
Mm.
But what if you shifted your mind from thinking that the thing that came that you're up against right now, whether it's at work or at home or within,
Mm.
didn't come to destroy you,
Mm.
to bring you to nothing, but sometimes it is necessary to bring us down to nothing so that God can remake us.
Yep.
But He came to break you through to
Yes.
your next level.
Mm.
See, see, we're not just going to arrive. Sometimes
Mm,
we think that, I remember thinking that, oh, when I get married or when a man comes in my life, it's going to be all the,
mm-hmm,
fairy
mm-hmm.
tale,
Yeah.
baby. No, something like you got to
You have to
work
work on
through
it before. Yes. Yep.
and break through. So that's what I want to
Mhm.
encourage you all tonight. I'm going to stop right there. Lady T, what's on your mind as we're wrapping up
Um,
tonight?
the one thing I want to say is I think a lot of us struggle with the idea of failure, right? Especially when our lives do not reflect what we feel like they should. Um, when I had a conversation with the Lord about this, He had to remind me of all of the things that I've been able to do, all of the ways in which He was Jehovah Jireh for me and provided for me, all
Yeah.
of the ways in which I've never been without, all of the ways in which He's called me to show up and I have.
Hmm.
Um, Failure for us is a mindset because the Lord doesn't look at it that way. He's
Yeah.
already he's already prepared for this. He's prepared for every choice we are going to make, for every misstep that we are going to take. Failure is a us thing. It ain't a him thing.
Mm,
For him, we are exactly where we're supposed to be at this moment in time.
that's
And
it.
so I just want to encourage someone that even though today you may not have all of the money in your account that you would like. Maybe you don't have the job that you feel like you went to school for, or even the job that you desire. Maybe your relationship with your family isn't where you want it to be. Maybe you don't have children yet, and it's something that you're yearning for. Maybe you are not a homeowner, and that's a deep desire of your heart. Whatever the thing is, as long as you faith it, you will have it. As long as you trust and believe and do the work, you will have it. And there's no such thing as too late.
Yeah.
Not in God's book. That's an earthly, worldly thing. Don't
Yeah.
ever let anybody tell you or have you believing that it's too late to dream, too late to do this or do that. There's nothing about it. There's nowhere in the word that it says it's too late.
Yeah. Right on time.
You were created for such a time as this. So just walk in your authority in this moment.
That's so good. Wow. My prayer for you all is that you would take these nuggets, take these
Yes.
words. Um, but these are not what is even as the words that he said, write it on your heart,
Mm-hmm.
right? Write it on the tablets of your heart. Let these serve as reminders to you, affirmations to you, even as you leave this space and this place. Um, we want you to allow it to be activated in your lives.
Yes.
And it's not by happenstance that you have met us here, even as we're resetting and refocusing. Um, and that you grow through and you grow from and you apply these things again, take the actual steps towards them and applying them in your lives. Tonight has been, I think, very refreshing,
Yes.
um, and a reminder that where we are is right where we're supposed to be. Rest in that,
Mhm.
trust, lean in, and have the courage to take the next step, leap outside of your comfort zone. Whatever it looks like, whatever is calling you to do, set the boundary. Don't allow people to take you outside of yourself, all of those different things that you put in the chat, right? But be committed to yourself and to your own development because that's what's required to get to that next step you're yearning for, but it's already a promise placed in
Mhm.
space carved out for you. So you don't have to work hard to do it. Wow, that's a revelation. You don't have
Mhm.
to work hard to do it.
Mhm.
Just rest in it
Mhm.
and obey each step forward. Y'all,
Mhm.
I'm excited. This has been another Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves, and we are making bold leaps and bounds, big bold leaps and bounds in our lives. We have some really good, yummy, delicious updates for you all that will be coming soon. But just know that as we are making these big, bold power moves, we're also creating opportunities for you if you're ready to connect. Uh, as we're closing this September, this month, our theme is empowered through education, lifelong learning, and motion. And so it's not only just education in the school system
Mhm.
or these higher education, systems, but just as we just talked about tonight was what? Educational. It's through life experiences that we learn and we glean. And so we have some guests that will be joining us and sharing from their experiences, whether they're entrepreneurs, resources in the community. We want you to come back and stay tuned, stay plugged in, because as you already know, we just go higher and higher and higher. So meet us back here next Monday at 7 p.m. We love you all. Take care, take charge. God bless you. And remember to take the leap outside of your comfort zone.